Margaret, hold up, wait.
Stephen, what has you here?
I'm sorry, Margaret, but I'm afraid I've got some really bad news. Can we go inside?
Yes, of course.
Please tell me it's not William.
I'm sorry, but I can't.
When was he killed?
4 days ago, on the 2nd of July.
How did he die?
German machine gun got him on the 2nd day of the Battle of the Somme.
What do you mean, got him? Was he not in the trench?
No, we were attacking the German lines.
Was this at night or during the day?
In the morning at 7:30, after it turned daylight.
And you attacked the Germans, who were waiting with machine guns?
Yes, but they weren't supposed to be there. There was a heavy bombardment beforehand which went on for 5 days. And that was meant to kill all the Germans and blow up their machine guns.
But it didn't.
No, later we found their trenches were deeper than ours and built with more concrete. So they just brought the machine guns down, waited until the shells stopped dropping, brought them up again.
I take it you retreated once the machine guns started firing?
No, we kept on attacking.
But why? That is so stupid.
No, it was general orders. We had to keep going, otherwise we'd been shot for turning back.
So, how many died?
20,000 on the first day.
That is such a tragedy. How many from the 36th Ulster Division?
Over the 2 days of fighting, we suffered 5,000 casualties and 2,069 deaths.
That is such a terrible waste of life.
Don't you dare say that, Margaret. Them men were proud to die for their country.
The old lie. Dulce e decorum e pro patria more.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that means.
It is sweet and honourable to die for your country.
Which is true. I am proud to fight for king and country, and if I have to sacrifice my life, then so be it. There is no greater honour.
But don't you realise? All you're doing is fighting a rich man's war.
I've heard that said before. I don't care. When Edward Carson asked us to join up, I was more than happy to do so to stop home rule getting brought in.
But don't you realise it's all so pointless and unnecessary?
Not from my perspective. I know why I'm there and what I'm fighting for.
Which is what exactly, Stephen?
Pride and honour of Ulster.
Listening to you repeat that rhetoric saddens me deeply, for I know there is no way to convince you otherwise.
You don't need to convince me of anything.
That William died without it?
Yes, he did. Not once did he falter during the attack.
Can you tell me exactly what happened?
Our sector of the Somme was beside the River Ancree and the higher ground south of the river, so our task was to cross the ridge and take the German second line near Grandcourt. The problem, though, was that we had to take the German line first, and then after that, the intermediate line, known as Schwaben Redoubt.
That sounds like an impossible task. 2 lines of Germans first before you reach the final one.
Yes, but we did it, Margaret. We succeeded.
Then why so many deaths?
If you let me explain, you'll understand.
Yes. My apologies, Steve.
We were ordered out of Theatrical Wood at 7:30 a.m. in the morning. We marched up close to the German trenches, lay down, and we waited for the creep bombardment to start in front of us.
But isn't that dangerous?
Yes, extremely. A lot of our men were killed by our own bombs.
Then what happened?
The creep bombardment started, so when the bugle sounded, we all jumped up and attacked. It was a glorious sight to behold, Margaret.
Men running to their deaths is not something I would call glorious.
But you don't understand. We captured the first German front line, which means we were the only division of Axe Corps to achieve its objectives on the opening day of the battle.
Yes, but at what price?
A heavy one.
Whilst I do disagree with war in principle, I do commend the courage of those men in the 36th Ulster Division.
And rightly you should, for our attack was one of the finest displays of human courage I have ever witnessed.
Of that I have no doubt. It It is not your bravery I question, Stephen, but the morality of war and all the pain and heartache that comes along with
We were proud to fight, Margaret.
it. But why? That is what I don't understand.
The first day of the Battle of the Somme was also the anniversary of Battle of the Boyne. It's like our ancestors were actually with us, Margaret. In fact, some soldiers even wore the sash. Major George, example, some of the men faltered, he held up the orange sash. Come on, boys! No surrender! That galvanised us, Margaret. Turned us into wolves hunting their prey.
Yes, except you ended up being sheep running to the slaughter.
If I was asked to do it again, I would.
How did it end?
We attacked so fast we outran the creep bombardment that we were supposed to stay behind. Our own bombs started falling amongst us. That didn't stop us, we kept on. Reached the intermediate line at Swilbot and Redoubt. Took that 2 lines down, Margaret, with only 1 left to go. So we attacked again, reached the German second line. We completed our mission. But as we stood in the trenches, we suddenly realised we were the only ones that had made it that far. Which meant we were now able to attack from 3 different sides.
No, Stephen, no.
When we realised this, we had to withdraw, give up all the ground we had gained. By the time we got back to the safety of our own lines, we had suffered thousands of casualties and deaths.
That is so tragic, Stephen, and all for nothing.
No, Margaret, far from it. Those men will go down in history, and their courage will be an inspiration to future generations of Ulster men.
When is William's body coming back?
I'm sorry, he won't be. It was too risky to retrieve him from no man's land. Not to leave him there.
So he's lying in the mud, in a field in France.
Yes, with thousands of others, and every one of them a hero.
I'm sorry. This is all too much to bear. I need to lie down.
Yes, of course. Again, my heartfelt condolences, Margaret. William was an exceptionally brave man.
Yes. Thank you, Steve.